What's up, guys?
Hi, everybody. This is
Ew,
Marco.
what the hell? Hold on. Let's try that again.
Okay, take two. Take two. I see you. Yeah.
We smoking Indo Alto in Palo Alto.
No.
If there ain't no bitches at this party, my intro's my outro.
Why do you want bitches?
That's what Kanye says.
So,
I don't want it. This is what Kanye says. I'm quoting what he says.
Hi, everybody. So today I'm going to be filming a Q&A video. I had a post on Instagram, well actually two, and I wrote if you guys had any questions for me to go ahead and ask me. So that's basically what this video is going to be about, just you guys asking questions, me answering them. I am in a different setting, if you couldn't tell. I am in my boyfriend's barbershop. He has A1 lighting, so we are going to be filming here. If you hear any sounds in the background, that's just him. Okay, I know these take forever, so we're just going to get into it. I will see you then. Repost Makeup asks how to stay away from cakey face. When doing your makeup, do you consider your face being cakey? So in terms of cakey, I'm sure you're thinking of when you look at your face and you see the makeup actually on it. Definitely prepping and priming your skin beforehand is going to help with that. Skincare is a huge part. I mean, your makeup is only as good as your skin is. So definitely, like I said before, prepping, priming, knowing your skin type, knowing what works with your skin is gonna help. I myself don't consider my face cakey just because like I said, I do prep and prime my skin. I know what works with my skin and what doesn't. Selena loves Blink 182. How long does it take you to get ready? That depends. So if I'm doing just a really natural look, I mean, if I'm not even doing my brows or doing false lashes, I can get ready in like 10 to 15 minutes. But if I'm going to work, definitely between 45 minutes to an hour, just because my job does require that. I wear a lot of makeup on my face. Raven R. White asks, favorite eyeshadow? I have two. So definitely MAC Rule and NARS Persia. I love oranges, so those are my two favorite. Rihanna Safitri, probably butchered that name, says, what's your favorite eyeshadow palette and waterproof eyeliner? My favorite eyeshadow palette, the Morphe 350 or 350 or 350. That one's a beautiful one. And my favorite waterproof liner, the Sephora collection, to be honest. Visionary Dreams, what made you get into makeup? What made me get into makeup? My grandma, to be honest. When I found out she had cancer, we had a conversation about just doing what you want to do and what makes you happy. So that really kind of made something click in my head, and that's when I realized, like, hey, like, I love doing makeup. It's something that I would like to make a career out of, but at the time not a lot of people really supported me, so I kind of just kept it hush hush. But definitely my grandma. Tips on not getting oily throughout the day. Moisturizing your skin beforehand. I know a lot of oily people are like, no, like, don't give me moisturizer, but you do, because if you do not put a moisturizer on, then the oil is just going to come through because you have nothing on your face and you're going to get more oily. So you need a moisturizer and definitely a primer. So either a mattifying primer, a balancing primer, something along those lines. Bella Conger asks, favorite drugstore foundation? L'Oreal True Match. Kate Easter Egg, best way to match products to your skin tone. Knowing your undertone, so knowing whether you're cool, neutral, or warm. That's kind of what you want to go for. Down to Mars says, tell us a little bit about your boo. Where'd you meet? What's his name? How long have you been together?
What's his name?
What's his name? Okay, so we met at KFC. That is where we met. I went in, I was 15 and a half, and I just took my permit test, and
Are you lying?
I came into KFC and he was the cash. He was like, I don't know where he was. He was like over there somewhere. And I came in.
Manager.
No, he wasn't.
You could tell him I was a manager.
No, you weren't. And after that, I came with my friend. I was like, oh my god, that guy's really cute. And then she looked at me. He looked at me, and I was like, oh my god, he heard me. And after that, I was like, we gotta play it cool, like, whatevs. And After that, he didn't ask me for my number or anything like that.
You're really gonna tell him that story?
Yes, he asked me for
so
my...
many people are gonna hear this.
So, he doesn't want me to tell you guys. He asked me for my... He didn't
No,
ask...
because people are gonna know my secret.
Whatever. He didn't ask me for my number or anything like that, so it's like whatever, like no big deal. I'm never gonna see him again. And then that day when I got home, I got a message on Facebook when Facebook was still cool, and it was like, Lamo, are you that cute girl from KFC? And I was like, yes, I am. And we just started talking, and his name is Marco, and we've been together for almost 4 years. It's gonna be 4 years in October. Marco wants to come and say hi because apparently I lied about the story and he was the manager.
I am the man. I was the manager.
Because he doesn't want you to see his face.
I don't care if they see my face or not.
This is Marco.
What's up, guys?
I look so white compared to you.
Why do I look so brown? You should like make my makeup look as light as yours. Oh, I don't like how I look. I'm done.
That is Marco. What's your favorite stuff to do in your makeup routine? I think lips. Lips and eyelashes. CM Gonza asks, favorite drugstore liquid eyeliner? To be honest, none. I don't like any of them. They flake, they crack, they don't last throughout the day. I have very oily lids, so that's why I don't really wear eyeliner. The Hella Gatsby. If you had to pick one makeup brand to use for the rest of your life, what would it be? Definitely Laura Mercier. XOV. What do you recommend for dark circles? I feel like I've tried a few orange correctors and also salmon ones, but they didn't completely cover it. Please help. So the first step would definitely be determining whether your under eye circles are genetics or from environmental. So if they're environmental, then there's obviously more steps that you can take to get rid of them. Investing in a brightening eye cream will help lessen them so you don't have to wear as much makeup. But if it's genetics, then definitely color correcting. Use either an orange or peach depending on your skin tone underneath. Set very lightly with powder and then apply concealer on top. When you apply a corrector, do not drag it down. You do not have dark circles all the way down to here. You're only in this little area right there. Only apply it where you need it, because if you don't, it's gonna mix in with your foundation and create an orange cast. So depending on your skin tone, just really finding the right corrector for you. How to keep your face staying soft and clean from blemishes? Washing your face every day. If you wear makeup, definitely double cleansing, so going in with an oil to remove everything and then going in with your regular face cleanser after. And also using moisturizers, serums, eye creams, masks, depending on your skin type. What kind of makeup and makeup looks would you recommend to teenagers or beginners to makeup? Beginners to makeup, definitely easy, kind of everyday shadows, a little bit of shimmer, maybe like one matte in the crease, tinted moisturizers, nothing too full coverage that you need obviously to blend out more. Tinted brow gels, Gimme Brow from Benefit's great if you're just starting out to do your eyebrows. Honestly, whatever you're comfortable with. In the end of the day, just whatever you're comfortable with to work with, and just going from there. Miss O'Hara asks, what are your favorite affordable lashes? Is makeup artistry your full-time job? What made you want to be an MUA? My favorite affordable lashes would definitely have to be Ardell, the Demi Westbys. Those are my favorite. Also, yeah, that's it. And I am not a full-time makeup artist. I am part-time, and my grandma made me want to be an MUA. 23 Caitlin asks, what is your nationality? By the way, love your videos. I am Peruvian from my mom's side, and then I am German, Irish, and Native American from my dad's. Mortalized asks, how long does your makeup actually last during a day? Like we see all day wear when it really doesn't, LOL. If yours actually does, what specifically do you use and how do you set it? I feel like you can honestly make any makeup last all day. Priming using a correct setting powder, touching up throughout the day. So for me, I'm very oily, so I will go in with a full coverage foundation. I use the Lancome Tinted Ultra. It's great if you're oily, but if you're sensitive, I would stay away from it just because it does have fragrance in it. And then after that, I will use the Makeup Forever primer on top of my foundation. I will pat it into my T-zone rather than wearing it underneath. And then I will set with the Laura Mercier translucent powder. So again, depending on your skin type, depending on, you know, if you have texture, acne, anything like that, really customizing it to that. Timster says Operation G-Tag. So that was something at my old job. That was get to me a girlfriend. Yeah. Makeup by Chloeette, if I don't know if I said that right, says favorite single shadows, funniest, most frustrating work story, how you and your boo met. P.S. I love your work. Well, thank you. My favorite single shadows, I love all of the melt shadows. I know that they're coming out like individually, so I love those ones. Again, MAC Rule, NARS Persia, MAC Vanilla, that one's a really good one as well. Cranberry. That's it, to be honest. Oh, and Makeup Forever shadows. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but it's a really warm brown and like a really pretty burgundy that I use a lot. That's it. Helen in Wonderland asks, what is your favorite childhood memory? My favorite childhood memory would definitely have to be when I would go to garage sales every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning with my grandma when I was like 6 through 10. We would go all the time, every weekend. Anna Minogue says, advice for college students going to medical school, like scholarships, studying for MCAT, etc. Personally, I don't know, to be honest. I dropped out of school. I dropped out of school, so I don't really know anything about that, and I asked my boyfriend too, and he doesn't know anything about that. So yeah, sorry. UN Beauty says, do you freelance, and if so, how much do you charge? I do freelance, and if you want to know how much I charge, go ahead and DM me and then we can discuss rates. Judy003 asks, what is your skin type, and your eyes are deep set, right? My skin type, I am oily combination. So I'm very oily in the middle of my face, like my forehead, nose, cheeks. That's pretty much it. And then I'm very normal here, and I'm dry around my mouth. Oily combo, weird. And my eyes are not deep set. I just have, can't think of what it's called. I have hooded eyes. Hypnostal asks, what's the best way to put on foundation if you have dry skin, patches, or flakes? My makeup looks so yuck because I've been using benzoyl peroxide and I can't seem to get rid of my dry patches, and it shows through the foundation. Go into your local Sephora and ask a skincare lady, because I personally cannot see your skin type through the camera, through Instagram, through photos. I actually have to see it and feel it, just in terms of texture, how it looks, how it sets with makeup on top of it. So if you are very dry and flaky, then you're gonna have to use very moisturizing products to counteract that. So oils, serums, anything with hyaluronic acid. If you are very sensitive, then First Aid Beauty has very good affordable products for people who are sensitive and dry. The products are made for people who have rosacea, eczema, the whole 360. Also are going to recommend using an exfoliator. So whether it be an enzymatic or physical is up to you, but that's gonna be your best friend. An exfoliator, a very deep, nourishing moisturizer, an oil when you go to bed, some hydrating serums, anything with hyaluronic acid again is really gonna help. EX Tanasha asks, what camera or just phone you use to film your tutorial? I use the Canon EOS 70D. Kat Zimmer asks, what's your opinion on 13-year-olds wearing makeup, and what's your #1 tip on makeup in general? I love your account, by the way. You inspire me to try hard to do my makeup every morning. Well, thank you. I love hearing stuff like that. Makes me feel good about myself. To be honest, makeup really has no rules, so if you're 13 or 12 or 11 and you want to get into doing makeup, obviously you're going to have your own way of doing it. I wouldn't expect you to be baking and contouring like, let's say, a 21-year-old would. And then my #1 tip on makeup, that's what I try to tell everybody. I will repeat it again and again and again until everyone gets it. So your makeup is only as good as your skin. So definitely, like I said before, prepping, priming, really taking care of your skin so that your makeup on top is going to reflect that. Galandrina_12 asks, what's the best primer for oily skin? The best primer for oily skin is definitely the Makeup Forever Mattifying Primer. I like to actually use it on top of my foundation rather than underneath. Billy from Makeup Forever gave me that tip. I love her. Miss O'Hara asks, what advice do you have for people wanting to go into makeup artistry? Definitely being yourself, to be honest. I mean, you're only as good as the persona and personality that you let out. I mean, you could be amazing at doing makeup, but if you don't have the personality, no one's gonna wanna go to you. I mean, if you have the personality to begin with, great, amazing. If you're very shy, work on that, because if your makeup skills are like top notch and your personality is like down here, no one's gonna wanna go to you if it's awkward silence for an hour. You can always work on your makeup skills. You know, if you have that personality, you can definitely work and work and work, but you know, you really need to, I guess, be open and be yourself, because people in the makeup industry are cutthroat. They don't care, you know, what they have to do to get to where they want to be. So, that too. Deuces Brenda asks, how old are you? How did you get a job at Sephora? What do you recommend for people who want to start their own beauty YouTube channels, Instagram accounts? So I'm 20 years old. I am 20 years old. And I got a job at Sephora by just applying online, going through the interview process. It was definitely different though, just because my store is a freestanding store and I applied to it before it was even open. And again, for people who want to start their own beauty YouTube channels, you need the personality. Like I said in the previous question, you really need to have that personality where people can relate to you. If you're being fake and putting up a front acting like someone you really aren't, then they're gonna see through it, you know, as simple as that. Emily Kiev, if I butchered your last name, I'm sorry, ask, best primer for oily combo skin, best highlighters, and tutorial using the Morphe 35O palette. So best primer, again, Makeup Forever Mattifying Primer, that one's great. Best highlighters, Mary Luminizer, Champagne Pop, Opal, Moonstone, any of the Hourglass highlighters are to die for, and Benefit What's Up. N Ping asks, any cheap affordable makeup brands you recommend for students on a budget? The only two that I really like for budgeting is NYX and Morphe. Cass HX asks, what keeps you motivated, interested in doing makeup? Love you, by the way. See you, girl. Love you too. What keeps me motivated? I will admit I am a very pessimistic person. I sometimes have these like thoughts where I'm like, oh my god, I can't do this anymore, like I'm not gonna go anywhere with this. But my boyfriend is definitely a big factor in it. In the beginning, it was kind of tough to get him to think that makeup was what I wanted to do. But after a while, he really started helping me. I mean, he's the person who, you know, got me the camera that I'm filming with right now. He has helped me every step of the way. It's really great, you know, that I have someone like him. Say Crystal says, fave brushes to own, use. Morphe brushes, hands down, I love. Sigma as well, and if you can invest in an Hourglass brush, yes, you need that in your life. Meggles J asks, what are your favorite eyeshadows, eyeshadow palettes, and what is good powder for oily skin? Love you, thank you. Love you too. Favorite eyeshadows, I said earlier in the video, so MAC, NARS, Inglot too, that's what I forgot. Inglot ones are really great if you can bundle them. And Makeup Forever. And eyeshadow palettes, again, the Morphe 35O, 0, 350, and a good powder for oily skin. Definitely the Laura Mercier translucent powder. JustLove_ asks, what are good primers for oily skin? What drugstore and high-end foundations do you recommend for oily skin? What's a good setting powder or any good powder in general for oily skin? Again, I already said what primers I liked for oily skin. Drugstore foundation. The True Matte one, I can't think off the top of my head. Stay Matte, it's the one that comes like and it's like a square, has like black writing on top. I can't think of what it is. I'll put it down here, which one it is. I can't think off the top of my head. And high-end foundations for oily skin. The Laura Mercier Silk Creme is a good one. If you can find your color match in that, great, amazing, you are set. But also the Lancome Tinted Ultra is great as well. If you are sensitive though, then I would go more towards the Laura Mercier, just because of the Lancome tends to have fragrance in their products. And a good setting powder, previous question, Laura Mercier. Premium Life asks, how do I stop my eyeliner on my top lid from smudging onto the bottom throughout the day? I've tried and still use Urban Decay chilling spray and Becca primer, but still by midday, oi. Definitely using an eye primer. I really like the NARS one. I can't think off the top of my head what it's called. Again, I'll probably put like a little picture and down here what it is. Comes like in a white tube. That one's great. I have really oily lids, so that's kind of something that if I do decide to do liner, which it's a never, that will actually keep it in place. And if you use concealer or anything like liquidy under your eyes and setting it with a powder, because if you do not, everything's just going to transfer to the bottom and smear everywhere, and it's just a hot mess. And you could also try setting, if you're using a gel liner on the top lid or a pencil, setting it with a black eyeshadow. Melly_Garcia 93 asks, do you speak any other language aside from English? I speak choppy Spanish. I understand Spanish a lot more than in speaking it. So like if you talk to me in Spanish, good, we're good. I understand you. But if you want me to talk back to you, then I know how to like ask you how your day is. I don't know. I feel like it's really random how my Spanish is, so it depends. Kayla asks, I'm just starting out with makeup and I want to find a very lightweight, light medium coverage foundation or BB cream. Any recommendations? I have combo skin. I really like the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. That one's great. It has SPF in it. And I also really like I think it's like the Smashbox BB Water Cream. I can't think off the top of my head. I know it's alcohol free and oil free, so alcohol free meaning that it's not going to dry your skin, and oil free that it's not going to moisturize you too much. It is a light to medium coverage. It's great, to be honest. It looks beautiful in so many different skin types. Maya asks, what concerts have you been to? Favorite rapper, favorite place to eat? I've only been to one concert, unfortunately. I wish I've been to more. I went to the Kanye concert that he had out at the Rose Bowl, I believe, out in Hollywood. And it was the 818s and Heartbreaks album, which, to be honest, that was an amazing first concert to go to. I love Kanye West. I don't care what anyone says. He is amazing. He has a right to be cocky. I love his music. Favorite rapper? I have a few. I like Atmosphere. I love Big L. Again, Kanye West. I like him too. Gosh, it's hard to think of people that I really like off the top of my head. I can't think right now. I like them. They're good. And favorite place to eat? Ah, shit. I love Buca. Favorite place to eat? I love Buca. I love Italian food. Mastro Steakhouse, amazing. Fleming Steakhouse, amazing. So good. But honestly, I love Taco Bell too. I fucking love Taco Bell. Okay. A_Martinez80 asks, what brand of eye and face makeup brushes do you prefer to use, and which ones do you consider as neat essentials to achieve a nice look? There are too many brands out there. Several brushes look the same, and that's very overwhelming for me. I was considering Morphe and Sigma. I own a few Sigma brushes but no Morphe because they have different series, which that makes it worse for me. I'm also confused when it comes to synthetic or natural hair brushes. So synthetic brushes you can really use with anything, creams, powder, liquids. But natural hair brushes, definitely, I would stay away from liquids, just because when you think of like your hair and when it gets wet, it absorbs everything in it. So if you use a natural hair brush for foundations or creams or anything along the lines of that, it's going to absorb all of that product and you're going to be left with nothing, and you're going to go through your foundation so much faster than you would if you're just using a synthetic brush. So I hope that clarified with it. Natural hair brushes are amazing though if you want to use them with powders. In terms of essential needed brushes, I really love Morphe. All the collections are amazing. I know there's a lot. The Gunmetal collection's amazing. The Elite collection's amazing. I love everything, to be honest. I can make another video separate of my favorite Morphe brushes if any of you want to see that, just so I can kind of go through in each category and tell you which brushes, you know, that I use on a daily basis, which would be great, you know, if you're kind of looking to expand your collection. Elisa says, how long have you been doing makeup? As like a hobby or like professionally? As a hobby, I started after I graduated high school. So I graduated back in 2013 and I started just doing makeup on myself, you know, just for fun. I started taking it seriously, I guess, mid 2014, early 2015. That's kind of when I started like actually thinking like, hey, like I want to do something with this. So that's, I would say 3 years as a hobby and like a year and a half as like professionally, as professional as freelancing can get. Okay, you guys, so that's it for my Q&A. I will probably film one again in like a couple months, you know, just if anyone else has some more questions, or if you have any questions, like if you want me to go in depth about anything or any YouTube videos that, you know, you guys might want me to film, then definitely go ahead and leave a comment down for me. Like, subscribe. I will put my Instagram as well. I post more on Instagram obviously here than YouTube. Yeah, that's about it. I will see you guys next time then. Bye.
Let's go.